The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning from wherever you are. I'd like to welcome you to today's presentation. Very quick, we're going to learn how to search better in CAD. So I'd like to dive right in and introduce you to our presenter, Mr. Sam Evan-Hamden. He is the president here at Alcove 9, very smart guy. And if you stick around for the rest of the presentation, we have a very special drawing for one of our attendees. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Sam.
Thank you, Megan, and good afternoon or good morning, everyone, depending on which time zone you're in. And thank you very much for attending. As Megan had said, we will go over how you can use, find, and share and collaborate your data within an AutoCAD session. We'll do this in 33 minutes, not 30, not 35. So we're going to try to do it in 33. So stick around, and we'll go through a presentation first. Then we'll try to do a demo, also live demo of the product, and then we'll leave some room at the end for you to ask questions. Megan will instruct you on, when we get to the question session, on where to put in your questions. Few facts before we get started. Knowledge workers spend today an average of 15 to 35% looking for information. Studies have shown that the number could be as high as that, although it's a little hard to believe. But if you think about how much time you spend looking for information or trying to put enough information or attributes or metadata around the data that you're creating so that you can find it later, all that time will add up. The sad part about it is that 50% of the time that people are looking for information, they don't end up finding what they're looking for. And if that information is lost, that document or that file or that model or that drawing, the cost of that, studies have shown that is about 6 times the value or the cost of the original document. And if people lose their document and now they have to recreate another document, now the cost is quickly jumps to 11 times the original. And now the dangerous part about this is that you have 2 documents floating within the organization that have the same information or redundant data. And we all know and aware how dangerous having redundant information within the company, because inevitably one of them gets updated and the other doesn't. And if the outdated information ends up falling in the hands of someone that's looking for that information, it ends up being a disastrous outcome. So what do we do, and how can we help? Alcove 9 had made or created different products that all revolve around search and search routines. This particular one that we're talking about within this half hour is an embedded search inside AutoCAD. And we'll go through the demo to see how we can help you search, find, and get all that information that you're looking for within AutoCAD drawings without even having to leave an AutoCAD session. The solution that we have created is a full text solution, so it not only finds attributes and file names and special tags out of title blocks, but also goes beyond that to do a full text search as far as notes, dimensions, or whatever the case might be that you have on the drawing, regardless of where it's located, because we have a solution that can connect to multiple databases as well. So if the file happens to be in a flat file structure like a shared network drive or inside a database, we have other solutions that connect you to the database so that you can search within them. We also search deep inside files that are outside AutoCAD. So even if you have files like PDF files, Word type files, or any of the Microsoft Office type like PowerPoint and Excel and even text type files, we help you search for that right from within our search routine inside AutoCAD. Even if it was a JPEG that you want to insert inside your drawing, or some kind of image that you want to embed inside your drawing, we help you search for it right from within the search panel. And we do that very quickly because we index the data ahead of time. We also, when we index the data, we explore any type of relationships and connections that you have between models. So if you have XREFs, for example, that you have created between your different AutoCAD drawings, we explored that relationship upon indexing the information so that we can help you search for it and discover it without even having to open the model itself. And I'll show you some of that also when we go through the live demo. We create also thumbnails. As we go and index the data and find the data within your own organization, we create thumbnails for those files so that you can see what they look like without, again, having to open it, thus speeding up the process of finding information. That thumbnail is about a couple inches square, and it sits right within the search panel that we have within our search profile or search window, and you can see that how that thumbnail looks like. And the virtual profile card is a concept that we also added in our search panel so that you can explore information like composed of and where used. So if it happens to be an assembly or it has some XREFs that references other models, you can see it in the composed of or where used tabs, where you can see what that related information looks like. And if you decide you want to open that file, you can open it right into AutoCAD. If it's an AutoCAD file, if it's a non-AutoCAD file, maybe it's one of Microsoft Office type files and you have that application on your computer, you can also click on it and open it in that application. If it happens to be a 3D model, we have also an optional solution that we have embedded inside our search routine, that if you click on the thumbnail for that 3D model, we open it in a viewer that can accommodate over 15 different CAD formats that you could zoom in, zoom out, cut some sections, throw some measurements on it, mark it up for any kind of design review, so that you get to see what that 3D model looks like. And notice all of this is, as I said again, is done right from within that search panel. So with that, let me go ahead and switch over to the live demo. This is the AutoCAD session that we have, and notice that we have created a menu right within the AutoCAD menu. It's called Alcove 9. If you click on that menu, you'll be presented with these buttons right on the top bar. The first button is a login type button, and that one is definitely needed for security reasons, because a lot of documents within organizations sometimes are not permissible to be viewed by individuals outside that department or outside that project. Whatever your security model is that you have implemented within the company, we respect that security credentials, and we actually map that information upon indexing your data. So each document that is indexed, it has an associated security type permissions that is stored inside Alcove 9 database. And as we do that, then we, if you log in, once you are logged in, then your credentials are verified, and once they are verified, then they are used to also find your information. If you're not permitted to look or look for or view that particular document or file, it won't even show up on the search panel. To start your search, you simply hit the search button and you'll be presented with this search panel. It remembers what you have searched for, the different strings that you've used. You have a button that is available for search for AutoCAD only. If that's the case, you could check that button. But if you want to search across the board with different type documents, you'll obviously uncheck that. Once you type in what you're looking for and hit the search button, notice how quickly it came up with that information, because again, we index the data ahead of time. In this particular database that we have I would say a couple of thousand different documents for demo purposes. We have customers on that have over 1.5 million to 2 million documents that we have indexed. Performance within our solution, because we index the data, we can return results within an average about two seconds, right? Some a little more, some a little less. This particular term, it looks like it have appeared in 5 different AutoCAD type drawings. Again, if I want to search beyond the AutoCAD or the .dwg files, if I uncheck that file, it performs the same search again, and now it found up to 223 documents, as it indicated on the bottom of the form down here. Let's go back to the AutoCAD drawings for a second. If you highlight one of the models right away, you'll see the thumbnail that I talked about. You can preview the model in the DWF viewer or design review type of viewer. This panel right underneath the thumbnail is very configurable to whatever attributes you want to show for that particular file or type of file. And all these fields, all these attributes will be searchable. So if I click on it, it substitutes that term right up there and conducts the search one more time. So any of those terms are very searchable. Now, the other thing, if you click on the right-hand mouse button on any of these documents that you found, you can see that you can open it in AutoCAD. You could simply do that, or hit the open button. You can attach it as an XREF. You can insert it as a block, which are typical commands that AutoCAD users typically use. Or you can invoke the virtual profile card, or the VPC like we call it. And this type of information, if you have it filled out in the title block, you will see that information come out here. You can search on that information as well. You can see any related type data to that as well. Any files that has maybe the 8th floor plan or anything related to 8th floor, maybe by virtue of one of the keywords, or maybe by virtue of an XREF or something that you have created related to that, it will show up here. Or if this particular drawing has something else that is composed of it or referenced in here, it will show up in this panel. Or if this one is used somewhere else, you will see it also in these drawings, and you can actually click on this and go and open that, or find out where those components are. We have some other capabilities. Let me show you another one that I was searching on earlier to show some words within files. I'm searching for the word water. I put an asterisk in there just in case sometimes the words make it a little jumbled, but it can find it also without the asterisk. But this particular model, let me go ahead and open it, and you'll see that you have one of the notes up here where it has the word water right in it. You can see it right within the text right here. You can pick up any of the other words as well that we have right here, and you can see that we can go right beyond the just the textual and the title block information, and we can go in here and find different words for you as well. There are other capabilities also within the system. As I said before, you can search on all the XREFs. Let me go back to the search one more time. If I search for the word floor and search, I think, for furniture, and you can see that in the virtual profile card. Again, I don't have to even open the model, and you can see all these relationships appear on the profile card without having to really open any of the model, which is very helpful for quick searching and becoming very productive with what you do. Additional capability that we have, I mentioned the 3D models. We have in our database some other 3D models like some CATIA parts. We also have some Inventor parts, some SolidWorks and Solid Edge type parts also. You can pick any of these models, and it'll show you what the 3D model looks like right in the thumbnail. And if you decide that's the particular model that you're looking for, you can go ahead and actually click on that thumbnail, and in our embedded viewer, we can actually bring that 3D model up so that you can manipulate it. You can zoom in, zoom out, cut some sections into that model, and also it takes a little bit of time in here just to come up, but just give it a second. It's the first time I'm bringing it up today. So as soon as the model comes up, I could go ahead and turn it, rotate it, zoom in, zoom out, look at the different. If this happens to be an assembly, I can look at the assembly browser for that model. You know, I can hide certain aspects of it or show certain aspects of it, whatever the case might be. I can go ahead and, as I said, cut sections or show some dimensions on that particular model. If I wanted to do some kind of like a radius type measurements, I could just throw that in there. If I want to measure, you know, maybe distance between two different entities, I could like two different circles. I can do center to center, tangent to tangent, center to tangent, or whatever the case might be, and throw that dimension on there as well. I can go ahead and mark it up with any kind of free marking, or add some text and say, you know, maybe I wanted to change that that dimension. I can say, you know, change that to 1 inch, right? So you could do this and go ahead and save it as a PDF file maybe, and just send it to your engineering or whatever the case might be. If this was a design review, you can document what the discussion was during the design review and have that PDF circulated later on within engineering to figure out what the problem is and how you need to fix it. So the idea again in here is that we wanted to have the engineer or the designer work on whatever they need to work on very quickly, trying to explore all the relationships and the attributes right from within their AutoCAD session if they're predominantly working within the that environment. One last capability that I want to show, for example, if I have this open model here and I wanted to a search on a text that I already have within the model, I could actually click on any of those texts and hit the right mouse button after I select the text and search unselected within ALCOVE 9. So as soon as I search selected in ALCOVE 9 right here, it will take that particular text. This happens to be the long text all in one, but it populates it right here. I could go in and edit it. Maybe I just need a couple of words in here. I could just go ahead and edit that, erase everything that I don't need, and just reduce it down to that particular term. So it's completely editable, so you can search whatever you're looking for. That's it pretty much for the live demo and the presentation. At this point, I would like to turn it over back to Megan and give you instructions on where to put your questions, and let me know what the questions are so I can go ahead and answer them for you. Megan?
Great. Well, thank you very much, Sam. And yes, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in right now in the questions tab of your control panel for GoToMeeting. And we've been getting a few questions throughout. So yes, today's presentation will be available online either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning, and I will email that out to everyone on the call. And with that, we'll dive into questions. Sam, I'm kind of mashing together two questions right now. One of them that I'm getting is how long will it take to index my data? And another is, will I have to continually index my data as new data is created?
Okay. The first question about how long does it take, that's typically dependent on the type of data and the size of the data store that you have. We've had customers that have probably on the order of 500,000 or so documents, and the majority of them were CAD documents, and that took about a little over a week, somewhere between a week or 2 weeks to index the data, create the thumbnails and all the relationships. So our setup doesn't really take too long. The setup takes about a day or two to set up. Once the system is set up and you point it to the direction where the data stores or the data sources are, then it takes about a week or two from there. Not that you need to babysit the system. It does it on its own. It goes to the data rather than bring the data to it and does the indexing on its own. And once the data is indexed, then the user can perform the search to find their data. How does it get updated? We have services in the system or robots, if you will, that are monitoring what's new, what gets modified, and what gets deleted, so that we can update the index all the time. So it's always a live index. Now, how often do you update it? It all depends on the user and how the user wants to, or the admin, I should say, and how a certain client wants to update their index. You could do it on a daily basis, you can do it on an hourly basis, or you could do it every 5 minutes. It's your choice.
Great, thank you. The next question, what file types can I find from within and outside of my AutoCAD session?
Right. As far as file types are concerned, we can. It's pretty much open, really. If it's a visual, if it's a textual type file, we can go ahead and index all the content of the particular file, no matter what type it is. We just have to let the system know which files to go after. We typically try to exclude files rather than include. We include also, but it's more important to exclude files. For example, like the .exe files, you don't need to index them, right? Any of the system type files or logs or something like that, unless you need it, we can go ahead and index it, but most of the time we exclude it. And the typical ones that you use all the time and you want to index, we can just include them in the data. Now, if they were an image type file, there's not much you can index in an image other than attributes and who owned it, when it was created, and any kind of, if that particular image file is stored in a database, if you have any attributes related to that file, we can always index that information and make it available for the user to search on it. But other than that, it's pretty much open.
Great. Well, here's a great question. How do I get started?
How do you get started?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay. What we have actually for AutoCAD is basically an embedded solution, as I expressed, but we also have a web type solution that gives you the same information. It's a different interface, but it's a browser based. So either one of the solutions can be obtained via subscription. We offer our model only on a subscription basis. We don't have like a big chunk of money that you have to put up front to acquire the software, then buy maintenance every year. We do not follow that model. We follow the subscription model, which is the same amount of money that you pay on a yearly basis. The solution sits on your servers, so there is no movement of data from your side to a cloud or anywhere outside your four walls. It's fully contained within your network. And so the information is right there to give us a call or send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to work with you to get you started.
Great. Well, yep, we are just about to round the half-hour line, and we're actually a couple minutes under, so good job, Sam. And again, our email and phone number and website are all listed up on your screen right now. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call. And with that, I would like to thank you for being on today's webcast. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.